That's not what this video is about. We are out on the cast testing battlefield, right? We're not doing that today. We're just checking out our new reel, the newest reel to Bass and Bonsai's, not BFS, but rod and reel bait casting rod and reel arsenal. We don't have spinning gear. No fairy wands around here, well, except for the pink rod and a couple of purple ones, but that's it. No others, unless we decide to buy some. So let me flip the script and we're gonna take a look at what we got. Okay, let me throw you guys, oh boy, look at, I got this phone upside down. Okay, hang on, I know, buckle up, hang on, I say it in every video. You guys just need to listen to it. But here's the deal. Before I do an actual shootout video, and I may get a little bit in today, this is gonna be just a live video of, I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride of the story of this amazing Arise reel as it arises to the occasion. Or will it? Jay, do you even know what you're talking about? So anyway, I say that jokingly. I'm sure Jay knows what he's talking about. I'm sure the reel test knows what he's talking about. I'm sure everybody making YouTube videos knows what they're talking about, right? Of course we do. So the shootout cast testing video will truly be with this rod throwing bigger baits. But you're gonna join me as we basically get a feel for this. Oh boy, it's stuck. Reel, and I've Jay suggested, and I'm pretty sure that's what I did, but I'll double check it. Jay, he said he's bought 3 of these now. If you guys read the comments, because he's afraid after the word gets out on how good these are, the price will go up, so he went ahead and bought 3. But he suggested start in the middle, which if you guys remember right in the other video I mentioned, that's probably what I'll do. So all I've done is I lined it up. Now it's only about halfway full. I think that's about the right amount of line. But anyway, number 2, so it's middle of the pack there, and I started out middle of the pack up here, right? So if you look at the dial, negative is here, positive, right? So more breaks. So I started in the middle and it didn't like that. I mean it did, but I'm throwing a hard bait I'll talk about in a minute. So I came all the way to here and I still have more to go. Or if I wanted more breaks, I could go to that the other setting internally to even get more breaks. So we're still almost kind of in the middle of the break range, but I want to show you the bait I'm throwing. And this is the Cayenne Teton 661, in case you guys don't know what that aren't familiar. You guys should know if you've watched well, not a ton of videos, but you should know what the Cayenne Teton 661 is. So just for me, every time I first get a reel and I want to test its kind of lower end, or you know, if it can throw tough baits, this is like the toughest thing you will throw on a regular type bait caster, right? Not BFS, but I can throw it. I like throwing it with BFS gear. It's kind of what got me to start with BFS. But a 16th ounce, and this one's ground down a little bit, VMC shaky head jig with a true Zinkers on it. So if you guys remember me talking about it, these are hard to cast very far because you can't throw them as hard as you want because that slingshot effect will happen. So it's kind of a good way to start and test. Oh, who's destroyed my battlefield here? So we got some sticks out. And I will tell you real quick, if you're new, the very beginning, the edge of the road on this side is 50 feet. Middle of the road is 60, the other side of the road is 70, across the sidewalk is 80. I've already measured and taped it off at one point here and there. So now we're starting out, this is kind of a BFS-y type deal, but we're starting out, that is and I might as well use it now because it's a 15-pound braid that I don't really trust a whole bunch. That's that Gavicont stuff. So I figure I might as well string it up on this one and we'll use it for testing, and it does have a 15-pound leader. So will that hinder it? I don't know. So all my other combos basically can, if I consider them a good combo for throwing this or overall like a light action BFS, power BFS combo, they can hit the other side of the street. They can make 70 plus feet with throwing that bait. And most good reels that I consider good on this Teton, it can hit that spot. So I have not made a cast out this way yet. So I don't even know. But what I think I found out on this reel so far is that I can cast it harder than other reels. It's just my first initial impressions as this lady pokes by so slow. Let me try to get you guys bent up good where you can see. So let's see. And I backlashed it first cast. come on, Hicklin. You know, it's a performance issue, right? So hang on. Maybe I cast, maybe I can't cast it as hard as I want. I'm trying to see. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel cold. I don't really feel any wind. Let's try this again. Okay, so I didn't cast it as hard as I want, but I feel like I need to go a click up on the brakes. It had a little bit of a fluff. So we almost hit there, but I still feel, I'm gonna go another click. Now, I don't know how magnetic braking systems work. I don't know if cold and heat can actually affect the, you know, I know heat can affect magnets, but I don't know, like a simple, you know, cold to like not crazy hot affects like how strong the force is. But I'd swear, when I first took this reel out of the house, it had stronger magnets than what it has right now. That it's been, I think it's had time to be out into the cold to where it's gotten cold. So, and I've wondered that about other stuff before. So it seems like the brakes are still, I'm going one click at a time, just not tight enough. Okay, so it is not doing what I thought it was doing earlier. I was kind of casting it, I thought I was throwing it hard as I could, and it wasn't backlashing, and it was at its lower brake setting. So it is almost hitting this where all the other ones hit. Now maybe I may need to double check this. I had roughly set that. I didn't really set it. I might have that too tight. I'm gonna back that off a click because I don't even remember. I don't remember where I set that. Was it in the house still, or was it outside, or was it real hot or cold? I don't remember. That sometimes can. Okay, so I think that's maybe what had something to do with it. And I will double check it here shortly. Give me a second. I'll put a lighter bait on it because we're going to throw a lighter bait too. I just want to get kind of get the, and it could have something to do with not necessarily the magnets, the bearings, you know, the grease or whatever in the bearings. So it's about 2 foot from 70 feet. It's about 2 foot from the other side of the street. And this is live streaming. You guys are just joining in, and this is me just out. Like if I was editing videos, I would actually come out and cast some and get a better feel, maybe try a few different baits, do a few different things, and then kind of edit the video together. Let me fix this bait real quick. So what I'm gonna try to do is get a feel for me casting this worm again and seeing if maybe if I back the brakes off and just don't cast as hard would actually get me more distance. Yeah, see, when I really put my, you know, time at the gym into this, it doesn't seem to, but these are, and it's not just this reel. I may put on another one and show you guys if we make it that, oh my God. When I have my worst backlashes or when I'm doing live streams. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what I did here. I pulled that knot tight, I think. No, it's right there. I can see it. I'm telling you guys right now. There's two reasons. Give me a minute. Give me just a minute. I need a bait so I can actually get the hook part. I guess this is a pro tip. Always be ready to pick out a backlash when you least expect it, using some kind of smaller hook. Okay, why are you right there? Jay, I told you, Jay. Should have bought a shit mono, right? Right, Brew Tank? While I'm digging this out, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Brew Tank messaged me just before, like, up until like just a few minutes ago, talking about the Aldebaran that we traded. I traded him the Aldebaran 22, and he's like, dude, this thing does have, you know, resistance or what. I said, I told you, I know, right? Oh, I'm stuck in there. I got that barb stuck in the braid. But anyway, I've been saying it from the get-go. The very first time I unpackaged that reel, there was some resistance. And I've told you guys in the live stream when I was up at Rogers, the 2 metaniums I felt up there were like way worse than the Aldebaran. So I don't know if there's a bad batch of something going around with Shimano reels. And I'm about ready to lose my mind with this. I can't see where the backlash is. It's like one of these is flipped the wrong way. There we go. Jesus. I knew I didn't like this line. Okay, so let's just, well, no, let's keep at it. We're not quitters around here. Let's keep going. So I'm gonna just turn it all the way up. That's all the way up at that setting. Okay. I'm gonna back this off one more notch because I think that it may be, I mean, it seems free, but let me try it. Let me just try this. Okay. I definitely cast that sucker. You guys watch. I'm gonna cast this thing as hard as I can cast. Oh, I got to fit. I had something. I'm gonna cast this thing as hard as I possibly can. I'm gonna try to hit that barking dog over there. You guys see that barking dog? As hard as I can cast. Backlash. Okay, maybe we ain't got enough brakes on. Jay, maybe it needs the full brakes internally for how I cast. But no, that was probably harder than I ever try to cast. If you have to go out and cast like that every time you cast, you will be worn out. So I think I can back it down just a hair. I'm gonna cast it hard, but not crazy. Now I can feel that thing pulling it back. So I'm gonna go back to where I was when we started this video. And I'm just gonna cast it lighter. I know, I backed the brakes off. Sometimes these worms, I'm telling you guys, if you guys have never thrown a worms, oh boy. I wasn't worried about backlashing, I was worried about it catching in the tree. It kind of hung up. I think there is a light wind up high that I can't see that is hindering my deal here. I feel like I should be getting crazy distance because I don't feel any wind on me. Okay, so if I cast, I don't know if you guys saw that, but it is still, I gotta say that I can't get to the, I can't get to the other side of the street. And what combo did I have out here with the, I wanna say, I made it to the street with the, what reel was that? The Salamandura made it to the other side of the street on, was it on this rod? That reel is a pretty impressive reel, I'm not kidding you. I don't know, Jay. I'm trying here, and I'm only like a foot away, but man, to get that other foot, I'm gonna do this. So, just because we're gonna cast this thing as hard as we want to cast it. So we're gonna push this until, you don't even have to look down at the numbers, until you see the max That's max. That thing's sticking out all the way. That's your max brake. You don't really actually have to look at the numbers. You know what I mean? If you know that the more the red piece you can see, the more brakes you're going to have, then now we're not going to change the setting. We're going to see how big a factor that played. Okay, so definitely shorten the distance, and I thought I cast harder that time, so I'm going to back the brakes off. We're going to start with the brakes halfway on the max on the internal and halfway on the dial with this bait. Now we're going to switch it up when we go to other baits, and this is just a first kind of impression casting video. Okay, so I can definitely cast further. I think I can turn the brakes down more. So in a sense, what you should be able to do, like if say you're all the way this way and you adjust it, you know, add more brakes internally, you should be able to go almost all the way back the other way and be close or to, you know, where you were from the internal adjustment. Okay, so I'm able to cast. I keep going down 2 clicks until I guess have another back rash. They got another little puppy. He's just sitting there being all nice. It's the original dog that's over there barking. Okay, we hit the other side of the street. My God. Look where it's at. I'm going to go down more because I think I can go down one more. So with this bait, internally I had to go all the way up because I did not have enough brake the way this bait is. But it's capable. It does it. Let's see if I can repeat it and keep doing it and maybe go down. Nope. Went down too far. Go back 1. Try it there. So that's another thing I'll be paying attention on this reel. Is it a finicky reel? Does it need, you know, a bunch of different settings with a bunch of different stuff? Because I definitely don't like that. And I watched one other guy talking about that with the kind of a difference between the Steez and a Bantam, I think he had, or the Steez and Metanium or something. So 1 click. Now there is a wind, I felt that. So that's what is also giving me some problems, I think. So I didn't gain any distance. Come on, 7 to 1. Now 7 to 1 with it only halfway spooled is more like a 6. Probably a 6.5. Yeah, I can see the wind. There's a wind blowing this way and probably sometimes back at us. And that's what is hindering this casting a little bit. What's funny is I turned it, I'm gonna go right back to where it was when I got the good cast. I went down with the brakes and now my casting is not as good. What in the world? There must be, yeah, you can see the tree up there. I think I got a wind coming this way and this way a hair that is just causing me issues with this reel. Well, I hit the other side once with this bait. And I know you guys are tired of watching me throw this bait. I'm just gonna say, am I impressed with it, with this bait? At the moment, no, not at all. I think that, I want to say it was a Salmandura. I have to go back and check the video. Now, I'll have to put on one of these reels and test it with today's wind to see where it's at if I wanted to do a true comparison, but we're just going to jump in with a couple other baits just to see, because this bait, I think I lost my 4 gram bait. This is 6 gram. I probably hit the house with this thing. So I'm just going to put on a bait that should be easy to cast and check this reel a little more, see if like at this setting if I can come down or how far. Yeah, I feel it's like very restricted. So I'm going down 3 clicks. It's like you can hear the noise like whee, like it's wanting to wind it down. Okay, so that one hit the other side of the sidewalk, which it should. It actually should have to, like if I cast this bait, I should have to stop it before it hits the house. And so we won't be able to truly tell these kind of baits until we get out there. So I just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, but I think it'll be okay. Let's go with, hang on. Let me get my bag of goodies out here. I kind of haven't even set up shop. I just jumped the gun and I'm like, let's just do a quick go for it right now video. And I lost my little bitty dinky bait. We're probably going to be throwing, Sunday's the day I'll be doing that. Probably going to be throwing these pinkish dudes, right? If you remember right, I got these dirt cheap. That's a brand new one. I kind of bought it just for the white body gold blade, but we can sacrifice one just to do cast tests with. I'm trying to find my little bitty, itty bitty, teeny tiny, teensy weensy, this dude. Can you guys see that? So we're gonna try to throw this guy just to see if this thing can do it. Okay, so that is part of what my problem is, and I'll put the worm back on. I think I had this too tight. Yep, that was my problem. I had that way too tight. That's better. So with this guy, I don't even know where to set it. I probably might have to come way off that. I'm gonna start right there and just cast it. Hopefully I don't backlash. Okay, hit the edge of the street, so about 50 feet. I didn't really see. I don't think it was backlashing. I'm gonna make one more cast. If you remember right, this guy should be able to hit, if this is like right there with some BFS stuff, we hit the middle of the street, no problem with that little, it's like 1.7 something grams. Basically a 16th ounce crankbait. So it's getting like 55 feet, which is plenty fishable. 52 or 3. I'm getting that green all over my thumb and everywhere else. So I think I'm on the verge though. I don't know if I even want to mess with it any which way. So for me and how I'm casting and on this rod anyway, it seems like that highest internal break is about where you want to be, because I'm kind of in the middle of the dial, but I'm going to keep going down. I'm going to go down 2 clicks, because the little backlashing right at the end is like me just not stopping it right when I'm like giving it all its length it can get before I try to put my thumb on it, see where it's landing on the street. Okay, we're getting better. That was me again. So we're almost, like, I think this is a very good, this is under 2 gram bait. Probably don't want to try a trout magnet, but we can. I'm throwing down, I think. I need to release a little more the heavier spool. It's gonna, to get any kind of distance, you need just a touch faster release, I guess. I almost hear that bait hitting harder than it should. It's like it's pulling it down. Okay, believe it or not, no backlash, and that thing hit like a foot or so away from the middle. So it's hitting more like over 55 feet with this bait. And this is big line, remember, keep that in mind. This is not a 6-pound braid, this is 15-pound cheap braid. So not quite, like 55. I don't know, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna come down one more on the brakes. I'll probably get a crazy backlash. But you could, for the, oh yeah, that's too much. One was too much. So you could definitely, that new line is just eating me up. It's not even gotten wet. It's just, that's probably the reason why it broke easier that one time I used it. It's just not, something went wrong in that line when they were putting it together. So now that I fixed that issue, I think I had the deal dialed too far wrong. Spool tension was too tight. I'm gonna put this worm back on. And then I may bomb a bait like that way, just to see I won't be able to measure it, but just to see what it'll do on the other rod I'm getting ready to hook it. Oh my God, stop calling me, I'm in the middle of something. Oh my God. You know, I'm popular. The minute I do a live stream, I'm becoming the most popular person in the world. If I was just home, you know how many people call me? None. Scam likely. Oh my God! When I hang up on you, that means I don't want to talk to you. Let's try this. Where was I? I bet you I need to go back up, but I'm gonna try it easy. No, I'm gonna try it hard. I will call you back. Still, same results. It just does not like that worm. It honestly is only throwing that worm about probably not even 10 foot farther than that little bait. And I don't know why. I don't know what it is. That time it almost hit the other side. So it's going like 60, well, maybe about 10 foot further than that little bait, because it's going like, the little 1.7 gram is going like 55 to 57. This is going like 65 to 68 or something, like consistently. I had the one that hit, but then not since then. So my initial impressions, I can't say I'm as impressed as Jay was. I mean, it's casting very good. It's a good reel, and it casts down light real well. But am I blown away by its performance? No. Nope. It's a good reel so far. I don't know if I'm adjusting something wrong, and it is crazy cold right now in my hands and all that, but I just don't know. Let's try this is no, that's not it. You know what? Buckle up and hang on. I need to find something to cut with. I'm just gonna do it while you guys are hearing them in this video, but we're just gonna put it on the big rod because it won't be in, you know, it's not intended for this stuff anyway. I just want to see what it would do. But I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna take this off this. So, sorry, Teton. You're going bye-bye. Let's get the big dog out. Now, what I'm gonna do is I would just kind of get it close to being set, and you guys will see as well as me, like on the high end, like what are my kind of thoughts. And I kind of want to see if I can leave it on this. I basically want to see if I can leave it on this brake setting and turn the brakes where, like if I feel I have to turn the brakes all the way down and I'd have to go to 2, then that means if I want to throw real light, I'll have to go internally, and then throw heavy, I have to switch back, and I don't want to have to do that, basically. So give me a minute. Kids are off school. What you doing, punk? How was school? Yeah. Let's throw this thing. We might chew it up. This should fly good too. I know. Do not use a snap this little for 15-pound test. It will straighten out so fast. But we're gonna do it for now. Whew, my hands are cold. I'm not really dogging it, but I will say this, as good as it's casting right now, I do think as long as the durability lasts and the way it feels, you know, it feels smooth, it's definitely worth 125 or 35 bucks. But I don't know if it's worth it. I put it this way, I don't plan on buying another one, and if they go up, I don't know if I could recommend it at anything over that price, in my opinion, unless I've figure out some little magical setting on this braking that I'm not, and it's a possibility I may just have something set a little bit wrong for that kind of stuff. But so I'm just gonna, oh boy, let's knock a school bus window out. This will be fun. Get ready. Here we go, school bus. Oh, I missed it. Oh boy, we're gonna get this bait broke into. Okay, what I'm gonna do, and watch a car show up. I'm just gonna zing this out that way. Oh boy. There ain't nothing over there I can't see over that hill. I don't know if you guys could see that or hear it. It definitely launched that bait a long ways, and I'm gonna go down more on the brakes. Couple clicks, because no sign of spoolage whatsoever. It just choom. Whew, my hands are cold. It is getting cold once that sun goes down. That's why I want to hurry up and get home and get something, just a little testing or something in. Oh yeah. Oh boy. Get back over here. So I'm gonna get it reeled up. It's definitely a caster. I'll put it to you that way. Like, I'm still going down. The only downside is if I get, no, I still got a lot of brakes to go down though. I guess basically what I'm saying is, like, for me, if I'm using it, I want to be able to just go internally where it's at, and then for all the baits I'm going to plan on throwing, which I think it should, I won't have to make any other adjustments. So I'm hitting way over there, like right where that car is right now. I'm hitting the street over that way. And I don't have a big enough area here to make a cast and then like walk it kind of deal or do any kind of thing, and I don't have a line counter or nothing like that. So I'm not even gonna guess how far it is, but it's definitely casting like a long ways. So I don't know, I hate to go down, because this is the line that is notorious for snapping though if it backlashes, so that bait may go flying. And I don't want it to go flying into, there's two cars over there. That one windshield's facing this, I don't want it to go flying over there. That thing's just sailing. I don't know if you guys heard that banging off the street. So, I don't even know. To guess it, I don't know. I don't even know how many yards. Anything I would say would be a guess, but I'm still not into the, I've seen no issue with backlashing kind of thing, so. Oh boy. Ugh. And I'm gonna have to get some more different line, because this line that the mount I did put on, it just came off another reel. And there is a wind, I can see it. It blows my braid over into the... So I'll regroup and get ready for Sunday, but I'm thinking we got a winner, but I just don't know if we've got, I'll have to, we'll see. My initial impressions, will this beat, you know what, let me get that bait. Oh no, wait. Will this beat my trusty Zillion? First impressions, I'm skeptical as if it will take the cake with this dude. I don't know. I don't know that it will beat this dude on the low end. I think it'll smoke it on the high end, but we're gonna find that out. Just my first little impressions here. I still have not gotten to the limitations on the settings, but we do still have, let me look and show you guys. So it was definitely to throw the, I got this camera all junky. But I definitely was up here throwing the lighter baits, and so I've come back, but we're on the highest brake setting internally, which should be, I think that's number 3, or it could be number 1, I don't know. We went away from number 2 to the highest rotor sticking out the furthest, and then we're almost down to where we could go. How many clicks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 or 9 clicks still left, and then you could go in internally, turn it back, and then readjust it like that, but I don't want to have to do that. So I'm going to probably start on, I may get out at some point in time tomorrow, but I think they're only calling like a high of 30, so I probably won't. I'll probably wait till Sunday. I'll regroup. I'm going to definitely put more line, and what I'll probably do is, I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to calculate how much exact line is on each one. I don't want to have to run the line on each reel. Once you're dealing with here, when you're dealing with BFS stuff and you're only casting out, 60, 80 feet, it's not a deal. Once you get into that, 50 yards, which I think we may have been close to, or that, whatever roughly like the Aldebaran MGL 30 will hold, is I thought how much line we had on this. And if it is the case, it will be able to spool, so it will be able to be right there with the Zillion. But that is for Sunday, guys. And my first initial impressions, I would honestly recommend this reel just off that first stuff. Like, if you could tell, once I sort of adjusted, because this is the hardest bait in the world to throw. I did get this out there, right? 53 to 5 feet, no issue, like, worrying about backlashing kind of stuff. So it's definitely capable of getting down into the BFS range, and I can cast real long. Now, am I impressed, and will it beat my Zillion? I don't know. I'm actually impressed though for the price, because it's only 125 bucks is what I gave for it. So I don't know if, when they will, stay that price, go up or whatever, but the price I gave is the cheapest I've seen them for, 125. And I don't even know how long ago they popped up. I know Jay's been talking to me about them for, you see it pitches, and I'm not the best at little pitching and flipping stuff, but just kind of whip it out there, and no issues with the settings. Actually, I am pretty impressed with this reel. My hands are cold. That's why I'm not really impressed with anything when my hands are cold. I guess I should have got out into more sunlight. Let's try to walk out on the road and get ran over, and I'm going to get this reel out. Actually, I got some sunlight right here. If I can just get turned now and show you guys that reel in the sun. Hopefully you guys can make it out. Let me see. So I know I forgot to, I've even glazed over the whole fact that I switched it out already. I added this on it, single lifestyled it, just because that's what I had at the moment in gold. So the reel definitely looks good. Shot this way. This reel looks way better than the Aldebaran 22, in my opinion. This part doesn't. This looks good, but I don't like the black anodized or black painted looking part, which is the black anodization I think would have been better if they would have had like a plate off the grayish or smoked. And I might do this to this reel, since it's only $125 reel. I may take these parts off and not de-anodize them, but give them a quick acid bath that just basically will lighten up. The hope would be to get the black to look more like a gray, and I think it would fit this reel better. I don't think that black, that is a dark black with this, this is more like a dark gray, kind of steezy kind of look. Maybe more gray than what the Steez is, kind of deal. But I mean, overall, it looks good. I like the fact that they actually have the gold line guide insert that a lot of companies, this insert just looks cheap. And I believe a lot of them are just a ceramic. This one looks to be metal, coated like insert, which is usually on the higher end stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm gonna go get warmed up. You guys let me know what you think on just what you hearing me say or talk, or just the fact you watch me throw a little bait and I didn't have some crazy backlash and it's hitting out in the street kind of deal. And I definitely like the way it palmed. Everything palms good on the Teton. Like, I don't know if I've had a reel that doesn't feel good on the Teton as far as palming, but this rod is hard to find a reel that just palms right. And I do like this. I noticed that for sure. I love the thumb bar. This thumb bar I like as good as any thumb bar. The height, the fact there's a little bit of grippy material there, you know, and it's just a molding. Like if you're making these out of plastic, why wouldn't you just, if you guys can see that, why wouldn't you just mold in a little, you know, what do they call that when they take stippling? Like, what do you call that when you take your Glocks and you have the, like, you know, the grips area? I forget the name of it, but that kind of deal. I mean, it's not like it's a harsh sandpapery feel where it's going to grind down your thumb. It's just a little, it's just something to give you a little extra. I haven't tried it wet yet, right? Slippery when wet. But definitely, I guess I will say that I'm impressed with this reel. Will it beat my Steez? Or my Steez? I got Steez on the brain. Will it beat the Zillion? I don't know. Will a Steez beat the Zillion? I'm still debating about getting one. You guys comment, should Charlie get a Steez? What? Is that a yes? Did one of you say yes? Well, maybe that's all I need. One yes might get me there going. Whew, my hands are frozen. It does not feel that cold out here, but when you just keep your hands, my hands are in my pocket right now. Whew. You guys cold? I'm cold. The downside to that reel, as far as for carbon lights, it does not really go with the carbon lights with the gold. I would actually be better off to take that off completely, de-anodize, polish it up, and have the silver. And then that color reel actually isn't far off from the Bantam. And the minute you have just different shades of gray and silver and dark gray, like, then it would go together. Like, it would be, it would go awesome with that combo. Like, it'd be sweet. Whew, it's cold. I don't know, put your bets in. Who will win? Do you guys think I can make this baby, beat this baby, or will this baby take the cake? And will I end up keeping with this kind of double handle back to the original, and or stick with single lifestyle? That's another deal I'm kind of working on. I just couldn't take the handle and drag star. I think this made it look better. Anyway. Awesome looking, working, filling reel. No issues yet. Just first time out though, checking it out. $125. I can already recommend it unless it breaks on Sundays during test casting, but it shouldn't. Even if it doesn't beat either one of these, well, it should beat this one. But I'm telling you guys, this isn't. I've been recommending this one since I got the first one. These are awesome. These are awesome reels. But this, just in what little bit I just did right there with that long bombing, I think this is going to smoke this one on the long distance, heavier baits. I don't know if it's going to beat this one. I think this one, honestly, will, and then I'll tell you why I know it will beat the others, because it also comes with the shallow spool that we're not even going to test. But if this spool comes close to these on the low end, or barely may beat one, it will smoke them with that shallower spool on the light stuff. So anyway, stay tuned, guys. Warm my hands up. A lot more coming. I'm going to do live streams tomorrow. I didn't even mention that. Tomorrow, I will be doing a couple different live streams in-house on the computer, talking about different things, showing you stuff, maybe a little bench stuff on if I figured out anything or whatever on something other with the reels kind of deal. But tomorrow's gonna be so cold, and I got fishing on my brain because Matt, he's talking about going, he says the ice is melted down there where he's at. He's talking about going on Sunday. This Sunday, I'm gonna get out to do enough like I'm doing right now. It's gonna be about this temperature, but I'm gonna be out in the sun for an hour or two or whatever, doing some different video stuff. And I'm not going fishing because the low 40s, your hands start getting wet, that just takes me out of the mix. But next Sunday, the Sunday after next Sunday, I guess I should say, or this coming Sunday, it's supposed to be the mid 50s. If that holds true and it's in there, you'll probably see me out on the water fishing in an upcoming video the next day or so. So we're about, I don't know, hopefully only a week or so away from getting out on the water again and getting these things wet and testing them out. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Well, wait, hang on. Let me read the comments. Jay, I knew you were there. Checkered texture, yeah. Fireball live tomorrow. Brew Tank wants Fireball live. Oh wow, there's a lot of you guys commenting. Where was I at while you guys were commenting? Yeah, Frank, I already said that. The problem on Shimano is the line guide worm gear is plastic. Yeah, I've mentioned that several times. I think it's that. I think it could be a combination of two things while we're talking about it. Now, this isn't a Shimano, but the Shimano definitely has the plastic worm gears on almost, is it every reel now, or all of them, most of them I've looked at. But I also think it could be in their anti-reverse thing. I don't know. It's definitely one of those two things for sure that just make those reels have a little bit of resistance that, and it's not like it's horrible. It's just, if you're, I don't know, paying attention or sensitive to that kind of thing, you can just tell it. If you guys remember, right, when I very first, and this goes to you, Brew Tank, he has that Aldebaran now. The very first time I pulled that Aldebaran out, I thought something was there, and then when first time I put a single lifestyle on it, I showed you guys, like when you went to drop it, like see how this has line and everything else sticking or whatever, but that Aldebaran was still the stiffest of all of the reels I've had in a long time. The Conquest I got coming back from Charles, it definitely does not have that issue. That is the smoothest reel and least resistance of any I've ever felt. Yeah, well, that's what Jay was telling me how he set his. But yeah, Jay, that's what I'm probably getting about with the Jelly Bean. This, I don't know if you've ever even thrown these, Jay, but these take a very like adjusted reel and settings to get there. But I honestly felt that Salamandura. I was, if you guys remember right, I was impressed with how it cast that like instantly. Like it didn't take much of a setting and all, and that's something to do with Daiwa. There's just something about Daiwa reels that have a more forgiving casting on tougher baits to cast. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And Megabass, when you get a Megabass tune spool, there's something that goes even a notch past the Daiwas on these, before they even, on some of the finesse ones, because I had one of those, and I've talked about it. If you guys watch those videos I just put back out again, I kind of redistributed them basically, because I know a lot of you guys had never watched those, you're new to the channel. The Zonda Rosso with that hedgehog, basically they're just calling it a shallow spool back then, not necessarily BFS spool. That was the most forgiving BFS spool that I've ever cast in my life. You couldn't have crazy distance. Almost every other spool I owned could either match it or beat it, but as far as going out on the water and just fishing with no worries of backlashing, that was the best spool I've ever thrown, and it was a Megabass, Daiwa Megabass tuned one. Well, I've already thrown the, oh my God, Jay's curious. Jay, why you gotta be curious? Why you gotta be curious, Jay? Just tell me why. Let's just find out, Jay. Jay's curious. Jay is doubting my ability to throw this zillion. Oh, my hands, I can barely feel my fingers. Whew. You guys feel me shaking? I know you can see it. Well, let's find out, Jay. The test starts now. Can't talk. Oh my God, I can't talk. Shut off. Jay has challenged the zillion. The mighty, you got a mighty metanium. Well, you're talking about a mighty zillion, and this thing ain't no joke. So let's just find out. I'm curious too, Jay, now that you mention it. I'm not even gonna really worry, I don't think, about the Jelly Bean. Or should I tie on a swivel? Hang on. Bear with me. You guys sit and stare at that stuff while I get this rigged up, because Jay put the challenge out on old Charlie and the zillion. You got me curious too, because I don't even remember what line I was throwing when I was doing all my battles back in the day with the metanium. But this is 15 pound. This is the actual braid, everything I would use out on the water fishing with these, by the way. That's what the plan of the test is. And I'm gonna cast this shaky head before my fingers freeze off. Whew. Okay. There, that about killed me. Well, in case I want to throw both, hang on. Buckle up. Hang on, let me go ahead and just cut this off. Woo! And I definitely feel that wind. Definitely feel the wind. Every time I come out here getting cold fingers, I always get the braid colors. I get more braid bleeding onto me out here dry than when I'm fishing that braid and it's wet. I always blame the water, like it gets wet and if makes it, washes it off. I don't think it's that. I think it's just that any of your newer braid, just the color is gonna come off of it. And I just did all that knot without anything on there to pull on. Hang on. Whew. Let me get something on there to pull against. That is not the best knot, and I did not wet it, but it doesn't need to be wet because we're not worried about it. It's breaking strength. All right, this is for Jay. Jay questioned it. He didn't question it, he just wants to see. So I don't even know where this is set. Number 4 will backlash, I'm almost positive. That is set too light, but we're gonna cast it. Nope, didn't backlash. No backlash. All right, now I'm gonna cast it further. It went middle of the street, I think. It went definitely middle of the street. I'm gonna go down one. 4 almost feels like resistance. So, okay, it's actually going. That is all the way down to 3. So I think it's with the wind or whatever, but it is almost matching the exact distance. I can't quite hit that other side. There, it fluffed up and it still, I would swear there's like a wind barrier shooting this thing down as soon as it gets like out in the middle of the street, and it won't let it get to the other side. So yeah, Jay, it's matching. It's about exactly like where that arise was. On number 3, I turned it down one. It's, if you guys see and can hear that noise, like I'm casting it, I feel I can cast this harder. And I think it's that boost spool. Lets me if you guys can hear in the whippingness and the sound, and I've got this thing pretty loose. You hear that whip? Now there it backlashed right when it hit the ground, but so it's I'm telling you guys, this boost spool does something, and I can explain it what it does, and I've said it before, but it basically works kind of like the centrifugal brakes do on the very beginning of the cast. It does all its work. The minute it's done with its job, it jumps back in, and then you have a normal thing. But what that has done is allowed you to cast harder, so you got more, just, you build up your speed more. So it just helps it go. I don't know if I want to turn it down another one. I haven't actually had a backlash, but I can hear it fluffy. It gets fluffy. So let me do one more. So it's going about the same place the arise was, but I still have that feeling of more confidence that it's not gonna, I guess, backlash. It's, I don't know how to explain it, because it's pretty loose. Ain't getting no more friggin' distance though. I know Jay doesn't like that word, but oh well, Jay, it didn't. Let's try the whatchamacallit. So this would be very interesting when we get some actual, because neither one of these are truly designed for this or, the BFS stuff. But they both seem after today, just this little test, they both seem very capable of roughly the same exact distances. If I had to call it, well, once I got this one set pretty good, like it wasn't too big of an issue, I'd almost call them both kind of forgiving spools, but this one, the SV Boost, is more forgiving than that Arise, if you ask me. So let's go with this. I don't know what that's going to do. The bean. Okay, easily to 50, probably 2 feet. Oh shoot. I heard the noise and I knew my thumb wasn't on that spool, and I was like, oh God. This may be a dead even heat. And I'll do this. I don't know if you guys can see hear and see the breeze. Like it's coming and going type deal. Oh boy. Let me get a little, come on. I think I've got, this may sound stupid, but I think, and dumb, I think I got kinkier line on my Zillion. Hang on. Let me try to stretch the leader. It's like it won't let it even fall through the deal. So let me do a little stretch here, just to make sure that that's not hindering it. Well, Jay, I would honestly tell you that I can't get any more distance on anything right now with this reel. So you may be onto something with this reel as far as being right there. Where'd that go? That may have been a foot further, but they are very, very close. Oh, look, find a penny, pick it up. Now wait, I think I'm still throwing this thing down. You're gonna make me put this other deal back on here. I'm not doing that tonight. My hands are too cold. One more cast and then I'm giving up. Where is it at? Nope. They are roughly that 52 to 5 foot, 55 to 7 or whatever. So yeah, you may be right, Jay. Whew. But I'm not 100% sure how much line. I thought that was the same amount I have on this one, but I don't know 100%. But honestly, right there, after listening to Jay, he wanted me to do it, and I put it on there. But I'd say that it can't, nothing's beat anything yet, but it is, after today's results, this spool is even with this spool. If I had to call one easier, like more forgiving, it's still the Boost, but this one is right there. That is a pretty good spool. And my hands are, you guys can see me, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm like shivering. My hands are cold. They're all getting shriveled up from being so cold. All right, we sort of had a little mini shootout there, and I can't really call a winner. Well, I can, because that's a, what are those, 250? 350 here in the States. And that's $125, and it is definitely right in there with it. So I recommended this before we just did that little thing. I recommend you guys probably ought to at least get one if you like good casting reels. I don't care if you don't even need a reel. Just buy it like I did. You don't have to need a reel to buy it, right? Yeah, Brew Tank, they're definitely good. Yeah, we may have to call this the Mighty Arise, right? The Mighty Arise has arisen out of the depths of AliExpress to come and destroy the competition. Check it out now, live at Bass and Bonsai. Yeah, I know, I'm nuts. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm getting cold. I will see you guys. Well, you'll see me. I won't see you maybe ever, but you will see me doing some kind of live thing, and maybe we'll compare my nasty looking hands to the real test sweet manicured hands. And I need to cut my fingernails. I couldn't find any clippers because you know why? They're right here. I was looking for them and they were in my fishing stuff. Oh, gotta go. Time to hit some fireball. Oh, Marcus, this wasn't a true shootout. This is just me testing this, you know, just overall thing. I just did that real quick. I don't have the space here, but yeah, you're gonna see this bait is the main one, but then also this one, like the less wind resistant, like Jay talked about. So we'll see. I honestly feel that if one can cast one better, it should do the both, but we're gonna shoot this out between both of these reels on this carbon light, and we're throwing this dude in too. And I'm gonna redo basically the lightweight stuff. And if what I may do is go ahead and put, even if I don't put lighter line, I may do away with the leader. And if I do a BFS, because that 15-pound leader, just the tied on going through there, the guides can kind of be an issue. So kind of like you would do if like I was out here fishing, I would actually, and like say I have this for BFS, you know, with the shallow spool, and something happens and I can't fish with it, and I go, oh, I want to fish anyway. Well, what I would do, because I always end up having, you know, I carry line in my tackle box, so I would just string up, you know, cut a new leader of like 6, 8, 10 pound, whatever, and I tie that on. So I may do that for the smaller stuff just to get a true, like the, you know, the 15-pound knot going through the guides isn't part of what's hindering the distance on these reels also at some point. This was just, I didn't even plan on doing that little, you know, shooting them out. I didn't even know if I was going to mount it on this rod. I just gathered up some stuff to get out here and get on the casting deck. Woo, man. So yeah, stay tuned. Single lifestyle, those were the days. Yeah. Single lifestyle handles, they're always the days. See you guys.